It's already been a remarkable transfer window, and how about this for a story? Well, with speculation swirling around the future of Enzo Fernandez and continued links to Manchester City, Chelsea have set City a deadline of 5 p.m. tomorrow to make an offer. If they are to sell this summer, they are demanding big money. City are interested in the midfielder who played under Enzo Maresca at Stamford Bridge. He has 6 years left on his contract, and Chelsea value Fernandez at 120 million. If those demands are not met by tomorrow's deadline, Chelsea are shutting down the possibility of a move in the window. And relations between City and Chelsea already strained after the acrimonious manner of Maresca's departure from Chelsea.
I think if you're talking about a footballer, strictly on the pitch here, and you use words like, oh, he's snide, he's snarling, he's aggressive. These are good words to use about a footballer. I want players to be like that. I think Chelsea have been a little bit too nice over recent years. And I think having somebody that is a little bit more on the front foot is a good thing. Enzo Fernandez, we've seen it. Like when he scored that goal against Paris Saint-Germain, he's running off towards their ultras, showing them the Club World Cup badge. Whenever we play Manchester United, he's got Mason Mount round the throat. Like he understands what Mason Mount's relationship with Chelsea fans is, and he leans into that. There are qualities to Enzo Fernandez, no doubt. But I 100% want him out of the club and 100% take the money.
Okay, Sean?
I totally agree. I do like him as a footballer, but his heart's not in it. And from the minute he started to tout himself around in terms of I want to play for Madrid, you know what? Guess what? Go. The player I want to see fit is Lavia. Now, when I don't think you remember between towards the end of December 2024, we almost went to the top of the league. And the reason why that is because Lavia was playing superbly. The one thing wrong with Lavia, when he injures an eyelash, he's out for about 6 months. So we need to keep him fit. And if we can keep him fit, when he was playing, we kept Fernandez wasn't even playing because they played Casado at right back, and he was the main man running the show. And when we went to Spurs, we turned them over. Right, he was the main reason. Then he got injured. Then Maresca turned around and said, well, I don't think we can win the league. We then drew 0-0 with Everton. That's right. Right, we then lost to Fulham.
Everything went
we then lost to Fulham.
Ipswich, didn't we get beat?
Yeah, we got beaten by Ipswich. Oh dear, was that a cheer? Was that a cheer there?
Harry Al's found the buttons, have you?
Yeah.
Woken up with you, Al.
Yeah, so I'll take the money, but I would, if we can keep Lavia fit, have a decent run, just like how we managed to keep Reece James fit for a decent portion of the season. Yeah. And if we can keep Lavia fit, I think he could be the key. That one of the reasons why he signed is because I think one of the members of the Chelsea hierarchy realised what a good player he was.
Oh no, when he's fit, but keeping him fit is one thing.
Yeah.
Staying fit's another. He played his first ever 90 minutes for Chelsea this pre-season at AC Milan.
Good.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Good.
So who knows?
There is now a major twist in the Enzo Fernandez transfer saga, and Chelsea fans are watching closely as the clock continues to tick. While the rest of the Chelsea squad is preparing at Cobham for the upcoming pre-season clash against Sociedad, reports surrounding Enzo Fernandez and Manchester City have reached another level. Chelsea have reportedly made their position very clear. Manchester City have until 5 p.m. British summer time today to meet Chelsea's asking price of £120 million if they want to sign Enzo Fernandez this summer. If City do not meet that valuation by the deadline, Chelsea's position is that Enzo stays at Stamford Bridge. And that has created an incredible situation around the Argentine midfielder. Manchester City have been strongly linked with Enzo as they look to strengthen their midfield, particularly with uncertainty surrounding Rodri's future. City boss Enzo Maresca is also believed to be a huge admirer of Fernandez, having previously worked with him at Chelsea. So the interest is serious, but Chelsea are not prepared to simply allow one of their most important midfielders to leave for a reduced fee. The club's message is basically simple: £120 million, or Enzo stays. And this is where things get interesting. Reports circulating around Chelsea claim that Enzo has been training separately from some of his teammates as the uncertainty surrounding his future continues. There are also suggestions that the midfielder is unhappy with the situation and believes Chelsea's £120 million deadline could effectively be a way of making sure he remains at the club. However, these claims about his personal feelings and training situation have not been independently confirmed to the same level as Chelsea's £120 million valuation and deadline. So for now, they should be treated as reports rather than established fact. But if Enzo really does want to explore a move away from Stamford Bridge, today's deadline could be extremely important. Because if Manchester City do not put the required money on the table, Enzo could find himself staying at Chelsea for another season. And Chelsea supporters are divided. Some fans believe the club should keep Enzo because of his importance to the midfield. Others believe that if Manchester City are genuinely willing to pay £120 million, Chelsea should consider the opportunity and reinvest the money into the squad. But from a football perspective, losing Enzo this close to the new season would be a huge decision. He is not just another midfielder. He has become one of the central figures in Chelsea's team. His passing range, technical ability, vision and ability to dictate play could be extremely important to Xabi Alonso's plans. And that's why this situation is so fascinating. While Enzo's future dominates the headlines, the rest of the Chelsea squad is getting on with business. The players at Cobham are continuing their preparations for Real Sociedad. The new signings are integrating into the squad. The returning international players are getting back up to speed. And Xabi Alonso is trying to build his team ahead of the new season. But everybody knows that the Enzo situation could still have a major impact. If he stays, Alonso gets one of the most talented midfielders in the squad. If he leaves, Chelsea suddenly have a massive hole to fill, and finding a replacement for a player of Enzo's quality would not be easy. That's why Chelsea's £120 million demand is so significant. The board appear to be saying that if City truly want the player, they have to prove it with the money. No cheap deal. No complicated arrangement. No waiting around. £120 million. And if that doesn't happen by the deadline, Enzo remains a Chelsea player. Now the question is whether Manchester City are prepared to go all the way. Will City finally make the £120 million move? Will Enzo remain at Chelsea and become an important part of Xabi Alonso's project? Or could this transfer saga take another dramatic turn before the window closes? For Chelsea fans, today could be a very important day. Because while the squad prepares for Real Sociedad, Enzo Fernandez's future remains one of the biggest stories at Stamford Bridge. The clock is ticking. Manchester City have until 5 p.m. And after that, we could finally have a clearer answer about whether Enzo Fernandez is staying at Chelsea or heading to Manchester. And this is where the situation becomes even more interesting for Chelsea supporters. Because regardless of what happens with Manchester City, Xabi Alonso now has to prepare his team for Sociedad while one of his most important midfielders remains at the center of transfer speculation. Imagine being a Chelsea player right now. You arrive at Cobham, you are preparing for an important pre-season test, you're learning a new manager system, and at the same time, one of the biggest stories surrounding the club is whether Enzo Fernandez will still be your teammate when the season begins. That uncertainty can create distractions. But Alonso will be hoping the squad remains completely focused. The Real Sociedad game is another opportunity for the new Chelsea manager to test his ideas and see which players are ready to make an impact. And if Enzo does remain at Stamford Bridge, this could eventually become a very important chapter in his Chelsea career. He would have to put the transfer speculation behind him, rebuild his relationship with the club and show exactly why Chelsea invested heavily in him in the first place. Remember, Enzo has the technical qualities to be extremely important in Alonso's midfield. His ability to receive the ball under pressure, switch play progressive passes and control the rhythm of a game could fit perfectly into a possession-based system. So from Chelsea's perspective, keeping him could be viewed as a major victory. But from Enzo's perspective, if he genuinely wants to explore another opportunity, the situation could be much more complicated. That's why today's deadline matters so much. Manchester City now have a decision to make. If they believe Enzo is the midfielder they want, they know exactly what Chelsea are asking for. £120 million. There is no mystery about the valuation. The question is whether City are prepared to pay. And if they aren't, Chelsea could close the door on the situation and move forward with Enzo as part of Alonso's squad. For the fans, the next few hours could therefore be fascinating. Every update could change the situation. 1 minute Enzo could be staying. The next minute, Manchester City could make a massive offer. And somewhere in the middle of all this, Chelsea still have football to play. The players have to remain focused.